So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over the basics of system: position, speed, gear and acceleration, and then we're going to add information in. So when you first try and learn system, the best thing to do is come somewhere like this in the housing development, somewhere with lots of left and right turns. And what I basically do first of all is just say the words position, speed, gear, and then when you've dealt with the hazard, acceleration. Don't try and add anything else on. Just make sure you get your position, then your speed, and then your gear sorted out for the hazard, and then add acceleration on leading the way. Once you've done that a few times, you make sure you are getting actually position, speed and gear done before each hazard. Then you can add on information, which a lot of times just checking mirrors and then maybe giving a signal. But obviously information runs throughout the system, so it's checking your mirrors, looking around, considering the signal before each phase. So you might signal before your position, you might signal before your speed, before your gear, you might not signal at all. It all depends. But we'll go over the first part first of all. So the first part is just the basic part. So I'm going to move off so actually know what about it all, the signal to. Okay. So be my intention to take the next road on the right. So first of all, think about the position, and then speed, and then the gear. I can say position, speed and gear, and then negotiate the hazard, and then finish off with acceleration. So just do that over and over again. So while we all do this naturally anyhow, when we all drive, we do think about our position, speed and gear. Once you start to say it, it slows you down, it confuses a little, makes you omit things. You might forget to change gear, you might forget to indicate. It's quite common. So again, I'm going to turn right here. So think about my position, the speed, this is a closed junction, so my gear. That's all done before the hazard. I deal with the hazard, and then I safe apply the correct degree of acceleration. So this time it's my intention to turn left at the end of the road. So the position's going to be to the left. Speed I need to slow down. So just position, speed. Can't see, close junction. Gear. Acceleration. So position, speed, gear, acceleration. Repetition is basically the way to get it started. Just to go over and over and over the same thing. So we're going to turn right. So think about position, could be to the right. Think about speed, slow down to see if it's safe. Think about the gear, get the correct gear. In this case, so first again, a lot of closed junctions around here. And think about acceleration. So position, speed, gear, and then acceleration. Now once you start to get position, speed, gear, and acceleration, then you can add in information. You can say checking mirrors, or you can just say taking information, giving information. So go around sort of same roads again. This time I'm going to add in information. I'm going to say checking mirrors, because checking mirrors is a way of taking in information. So there's lots and lots of ways of commentating. And everybody has their own way and everything's right. Just basically are you doing the system before each hazard. That's the most important thing. Don't get hung up on it. So take in information. Going to give information before we take up the correct position. Still taking in information while I reduce the speed. Still taking information, thinking about the gear. Now, finish it all off, take in more information, and accelerate away. So again, it's still just position, speed, gear. This time I'm adding in information. The information is not just once. So taking information, going to give information, go on to position. Still taking information, reducing speed, still taking information, the correct gear, still taking information to turn in. Information could be the name of the road, what's on the road, basically it's who's behind me, are they trying to overtake. Right, one vehicle coming, I'll move slightly to the side. So took in information that there's a vehicle, thought about my position into the near side, thought about my speed, thought about my gear. And then if it's safe, just accelerate on. Right, quite tight here, so information is quite a tight space. Position's correct, speed is slowed down, gear going to first gear. I just realised it's blocked the road. And then if it's safe, accelerate on. So I'm going to turn right, take that information, going to give information, take up position on the right hand side. Still taking information, so just for speed. And because the information is around, I'll take your gear. So you have to have the correct gear for the speed. So at the end of the road, it said there's going to be an open or closed junction. Open junction you can see if it's safe, usually second gear. Closed junction you can't really see, down in the first. But we send planning to stop, but looking to go. So checking mirrors, taking information, giving information. Position will be to the left. Speed will have to reduce. Can't see much, so gear first, grip it out, and then when safe to do so, still taking in information before accelerate away. So I would just go round and round and round different sort of housing developments or industrial estates. Could be half a day, could be a whole day, just to try and get this. You know, system is a systematic approach to all hazards. So the thing to do at the start is get the system into your head, do it at slow speeds. You know, go over and over and over, saying out loud position, speed, gear, and acceleration. And then you just apply that to faster speeds. And you take in more information, higher speeds. You have to deal with it earlier, and commentary is very, very good at helping you with that. So at the end of the road, it's my intention to turn right, taking information now, too early to give information. Position will be to the right hand side, if safe to do so. Still taking information now and giving information, start to reduce speed, thinking about the gear. Select the correct gear, sit for a while, and handbrakes on. Still taking information all the time, so taking information from the sides and behind. And then I'm going to straighten up and finish off by accelerating away from the hazard. So a few bumps here, so the next hazard is really the bump. It's really the speed ramp. So taking information, think about the position. Speed's correct, the gear's correct, so maybe we'll just negotiate the hazard. My intention to turn right, taking information, good time to give information. My position's good, speed and reducing, taking information in all the time. Information taken in really as well cars, so decided to stop with the handbrake on, and then we now pass. We move off into the new road and finish system off by taking information, basically checking mirrors and accelerating away. So when you check your mirrors, when you straighten up, you're looking basically to see, are there any other vehicles overtaking me? You know, motorbikes or cars, someone in a hurry, because you'll be keeping them out into danger. So you always check all around to make sure it's safe to accelerate up to whatever speed limit you're going to do. Remember, speed limit's not a target speed, one of which you'll drive is safe to do so. So while it's 30 miles an hour speed limit here, I'll only drive that limit is safe to do so. Now, when you drive about, you're always thinking about systems, you're always thinking about observation links too. You know, what do you see? How can you link that to your drive? There's lots of things to see. Warning signs are very important. Look at all warning signs. It's not warning signs for a school. Now, schools are off at the moment, but during the day there could be people picking up or leaving down kids from school. There could be kids walking along, wanting to cross the road by themselves, maybe not paying attention. You know, houses are an observation link, because what happens in houses, people go into their driveways or come out of their driveways. I'll do system again. I'll be going left, so taking information, giving information for other vehicles, vehicle behind, position's good. So while still taking information, reduce the speed. Coming off the brake, taking second gear, looking all around, and turn into new road. We turn left again, so not going to go accelerate, we're just going to go signal and speed. So system's flexible. There, instead of accelerating away, what I had to do really was stop. So turned into the new road, check mirrors, took information, gave information, and stop. So the only face the system used was the speed face. The information I'm taking in at the minute is the traffic around me. So what I'm thinking about is possibly the danger of people coming up on the inside or the outside, pedestrians walking across the road in front of me. I can see lights that are changing for other traffic, so I'm anticipating I'm going to move off. So I've already got a bit of information taken in, I'm looking all around, I'm anticipating I'm going to move off. I'm ready for the move off. Now, this is a 60 miles per hour road, but I'm still taking information, thinking about my position, the speed, and the gear. Now, in the far distance, there's a change of speed limits, and that's the next hazard I have to deal with. So what I'm thinking is, what about my position? Well, my position's correct. What about my speed? Well, my speed I'm going to have to reduce, so I'm taking information around me. I'm using first acceleration sense, so I'm just lightly coming off the accelerator. So acceleration sense is the driver's ability to vary the vehicle speed by accurate use of the accelerator in response to changing road and traffic conditions. There's warning signs to tell me the road's going to narrow ahead. So using acceleration sense and not braking, I'm down to 40 miles per hour already. So I've got my position, speed and gear. I'm still taking information. I'm able just to accelerate on. Now the road's going to narrow, it's the end of Jill Carriageway, and there's arrows on the offside to tell me other traffic can come in. So what I'm thinking is any traffic trying to overtake me? There's a bridge, I'm looking up the bridge, vehicles coming from the near side, so I'm taking information, checking mirrors, I'm still happy with position, speed at the minute. Now there's 30 miles per hour signs, so a new hazard to deal with, so back on the mirrors, back in the information phase. I'm happy with the position, speed and using acceleration sense, it's not working enough, so light progressive braking. Down to 30 miles per hour, I'm going to go into third gear for a wee bit of flexibility of the gear, better acceleration, deceleration. So I'm happy with position, speed and gear, be able to accelerate on. Now there's a parked vehicle ahead of me, checking my surveillance, there's traffic behind, so I'm going to give information to them. Then when I'm happy, I'll change position. Now my speed and the gear is fine, so the only thing I had to do is take in information, give information, and change position. But I thought about the rest of them, thought about my speed, gear, acceleration. I don't think I really had to change their position. Now, 30 miles per hour, a lot of parked vehicles. So when you look at a parked vehicle, you're thinking, right, is there any sign of life? Is that vehicle going to move off? We talk about looking over, under and through. If an adult's walking past the car, you should be able to see them above the car. If it's a little child, you see the feet underneath. Lots of glass in the vehicle you can see through. So over, under and through. Obviously looking for signs of life, like lights on, tail lights, indicators. You know, is there smoke coming out of the exhaust? Now, there's pedestrians on the near side. There's actually a child, looks like it's on a bike. So could have just got the bike for Christmas. So I'm taking information and modifying the safety position. We'll talk about the safety position. The safety position is the safest position for your vehicle to occupy on the road in relation to any actual potential danger exists at that moment. So potentially the kids could come out onto the road. So I've moved out. There's a vehicle behind me, checking the mirrors, regaining position over to the near side. The next hazard to deal with should be the traffic lights. Now, I'm anticipating I'm going to have to stop. You always anticipate what's the worst? What's the worst could happen? Worst could happen really, apart from an accident obviously, is I need to stop. So I'm planning for it. But if the lights change like they do, I've already got in my head a plan where I'll have to change gear. So as I'm coming towards the lights, I'm starting to think about what gear I would pick at that particular time if the lights were to change. Alright, I'm in the town centre now, but I'm still going through systems, I'm still taking information all around. We talk about looking in the far distance, the middle distance, the foreground and rear. So far distance, middle distance, foreground and rear. I'm trying to scan, I'm trying to plan. So there's a roundabout coming up, and I'm going to go basically second exit off the roundabout, first exit into a stop. So taking information, position's good, reducing my speed, happy with my gear if it's safe, and on the roundabout. Still taking information to give a breakaway signal. But let's see who's round me, and then accelerate away. Deal with another roundabout. Same sort of procedure, taking information, having the correct position, speed and gear. Right. Taking the gear, moving on to the roundabout, giving a breakaway signal. So when you signal to leave a roundabout, we call that signal a breakaway signal. It's basically a roundabout. It's like a circle. We're breaking away from that circle. Again, traffic lights are red. Now, this is a pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian crossings don't usually last too long. When they give the pedestrians enough time to move away. So we can build that into our plan and try and back off a little bit earlier so we don't have to stop if we can help it. Or if we do, it's not for too long. Now, there should be a lot of pedestrians about because it's a wet day. I have umbrellas up, I have their coat hoods up. Maybe not here see us too well. Right. my intention to change lanes, take information, give information to other traffic, other road users, and then change my position. I'm happy with speed and gear until the lights changed, of course. But nice control stop, because it's pedestrians. I'm going to take handbrake on, select neutral. Once pedestrians are out of the way, I'm going to select first gear, because like I said, they don't really last too long. Flash amber light when we go near the lights, it's safe for me to proceed. Right. Other traffic lights which have just changed to green recently, so shouldn't really change the red again, but still check the mirrors just in case. Never take anything for granted. So scanning all around, could be emergency vehicles going through traffic lights. Just because the traffic lights to the other sides are red doesn't mean anybody's not going through, so I'm not paying attention. So information all the time. So what can I see, what can I not see, what can I reasonably expect to happen? So what I can see is the vehicles in front of me and the sides behind. What I can't see is vehicles or other people approaching from other side roads or in the distance over the hill. But I can reasonably expect more of the same. So you think about your associated hazards in a built-up area. You know, think about your pedestrians, especially children and old people. Think about other vehicles. Now, it could be a bike, a motorbike, a car, a lorry. Obviously, lorries being big, block your view. Bikes can be blown about on a day like this. You know, hit a wet patch, person gets skid, fall out onto your path. Traffic lights, again, checking the mirrors in case they need to change, in case they need to stop. Now, if I see any other vehicles to the side, what I'm trying to do is get eye contact with the driver. If I can get eye contact with the driver, I know they've seen me, so I know they're planning for me. If I can't see the driver, they don't have eye contact with me, I look at their front wheel, because it's easier to notice the front wheel moving. So scanning all around, checking mirrors, giving information, and taking the gear. Okay, so at a 30 miles per hour speed limit, again, it's not a target speed, one which will drive is safe to do so. Taking in lots and lots of information. I'm still just going through basic system at the minute, just position, speed, gear, acceleration. Parked vehicle up ahead, nobody really close enough to benefit from a signal. There's no signal required. Position out, planning for any car doors open. I'm in the chevrons at the minute. That's okay. There's no turn for other vehicles to turn across my path at the moment. So happy enough and safe enough for me to be here. Taking information, come back on the position. So again, system, information runs throughout it. Information is tug, take, use and give information. Take it in, use that to formulate a driving plan, and if necessary give it. So park vehicle in front of me, this time I'm going to give information. Take it in, use it, give it, position, speed and gears fine at the minute, just accelerating on, mirrors, take the information, back on the position, speed and gears still fine at the moment, looking at the pedestrian. So this never stops, it just goes on and on and on. Talking yourself through it is just a way of getting that muscle memory, making sure everything just happens naturally, not really having to think about it. Comedy's hard at the start, don't give up in comedy, just keep going, okay? Everything you see, just think, okay, position, speed, gear, before that hazard, and really do have to signal for it. So, there is a car behind me, so we're just going to go through system again, think about the time to signal, taking in information, using getting, position, speed and gear's fine, back on the position again, back in, so position's fine, speed's fine, gear's fine. So parked vehicle on the near side, reversing lights on, so the reversing lights on, it's not going to move out in front of me, it's coming back to park in the strip. Now, pedestrians on the near side, so looking to see if they're trying to cross the road. Still taking information behind me, seeing how he's trying to overtake. Now, it's my intention to go to the roundabout, to turn left. Okay, so first exit left, so taking information. I've got my position, it's too early to indicate, so too early to give information. Taking information again, now I'm going to give information before the speed phase. So I'm at the speed phase of the system, scan the round, and then I'll think about my gear. So vehicles coming from the offside, nobody coming from the near side. So the information taken in is now going into a new speed limit. This is a 40 miles per hour speed limit. Again, 40 miles per hour. It's not a target speed, but one which will drive is safe to do so. So it's sort of a wet day, like I say. looking out for standing water at the sides of the road. Standing water is another name used for puddles, again, warning signs. So when you drive about, if you see a lot of standing water, obviously don't drive into it because it'll drag the vehicle to that side and will pull you off the road. So there's bus stop signs on the lamppost. In the far distance, you see there's another roundabout. Okay. Scanning back, there's no falling traffic. Now it's my intention to turn right, so just go through systematically, taking information, moving around to give information to before changing position. Now the next hazard is the 30s, so checking mirrors, position's fine, so just going straight to the speed phase. Again, using acceleration sense, so not using the brakes at the moment, just letting the car slow itself down. Vehicle approaching from the offside, looking at it. Now I'm going to deal with the roundabout, so again, back in the system, taking information. Position's good, reducing speed, back into information, getting information, thinking about a gear. Scanning all around for other vehicles trying to overtake or undertake. My intention to take the third exit. To pass the second, still taking in information, giving information, making sure it's safe to leave the roundabout. Taking information again, so we've got position, speed, and gear. Right. Up ahead there's 50 miles per hour signs. This reminds me that I'm still in the 30, so a bit of restraint. Looking all around, because I've had restraint. Checking over the shoulder, no one's actually trying to overtake me. Because I've held back the speed limit, sometimes it frustrates people. And they will attempt to overtake me to shoot. Now, when there's nothing much about the information behind simply be the road. So, information taken in could be the footpath. Now, there is a pedestrian. I'm going to modify my position so don't stop the pedestrian will stand water. So, the information I've taken in could be footpath on the other side. It could be the lines up the middle of the road, which in this case are chevrons, which are there to separate traffic in this case, or they were used for traffic turning right. All warning signs, like I say, there's one to say that there's a junction to the right and then to the left, so junction to the right's first. Looking at the state of the road, compare. Is it wet? Is there standing water? Is there potholes? Is there anything that would affect the stability of my vehicle or burst the tires? Now you're looking to see about the vehicles up ahead. You're looking to see if there's any hazards that they have to deal with and then you have to deal with. If anybody behind is trying to overtake before you deal with those hazards. Now, the next thing I have to deal with is national speed limit. So national speed limit is the next hazard. So before each hazard, check your mirrors, think about your position, speed and gear. Now I'm happy that the vehicles up ahead aren't making much progress, so I just stay in the fourth gear. If there's no one ahead of me, I would have maybe jumped down into third gear for more flexibility and more acceleration to be able to speed quicker. Now, when the road's open like this, you have more time to deal with most things, unless there's someone in front of you that brakes sharply. But what I mean is, if there's no traffic ahead, then you can look way in the distance, and way in the far distance the road goes over a hill crest into a zone of invisibility. Now we'll split what we see up into zones of visibility and zones of invisibility. So zones of visibility are zones of relative safety because we can see. And zones of invisibility are zones of relative danger because we can't see. Now I've moved myself out to the offside thinking about perhaps an overtake. The vehicle ahead is just doing 40 miles per hour. But I've spotted junctions up ahead. So for me to overtake this vehicle, I'd be overtaking at a junction. And that's obviously a big no-no because anybody coming out of a junction usually turning left doesn't look left, just look right. They don't look left until they're around the pit. So we're only going to overtake when safe to do so. So information taken in now is I'm in a more rural area. So associated hazards with the rural area could be your farmers, tractors and trailers. What they do is they block roads or they drop rock on the roads. Or it could be the farmer herding animals across the roads, come across it, and then go on frighten and start a lane. They could actually jump up and damage your vehicle. In a country area, there could be horse riders, pedestrians, cyclists, people walking along. So you're looking to see if a footpath is on the near side or offside. In this case, there's a footpath on the near side, not the offside. Now up ahead, a postman, or postperson, sorry, I should say, has just turned onto this road. So if they've turned onto this road, and they're delivering, you could just stop. So just pull out of one junction, straight across the road, and into someone else's driveway. The person in front of me is going quite slowly, doing 40 miles per hour, so they could be looking to pull in at any time. Looking up the road, checking my mirrors, going to give an indication that they're going to move out. I'm happy enough with the gear, they're not going too fast, so plenty of power in this vehicle in fourth gear, checking pull back in again. So as you can see, I'm staying over near the centre right line, away from the parked vehicles. 40 miles an hour, lead with signs, so position's correct, use acceleration sense. So position, speed and gear short before I get to the change of speed. Right, looking up the road, more pedestrians on the near side, so you can't think about position, speed, gear, and the ability just to accelerate. So big lay-by on the near side, looking to see if any vehicles are in it, because if they are, they might pull out. In the far distance there's houses, so expecting the vehicles and people around those houses. Okay, there are some parked vehicles on the near side. Mirror checks reveals there's just that one fallen vehicle, which is quite slow, so I'm making a bit of progress away from it. It's a 40 miles an hour speed limit, so it's not a target speed, on which we'll drive is safe to do so. There's a little bit of rain. The parked vehicles emit the safest signs of life, so we're just going to modify the safety position. So as we drive along, we should always be in the safest position on the road, and we'll just modify that second. Obviously, we'll take in information before we modify it. So necessarily we'll give information which I ask in my head. Now, another parked vehicle, it's well in off the road, there's pose no danger. Pedestrians on the near side, and then there's a change of speed. So taking in information, modifying the safety position, following now for the 30 miles per hour sign. So no one close behind, happy with the position on the road, speed and reducing using acceleration sense. And then gear, because the road's unclean, I'm going to go to third gear and actually sustain the gears there. So position, speed and gear sorted, and be able to accelerate on. So I went into third gear that time for a bit more flexibility. Flexibility just means that I can accelerate or decelerate better using third gear than I would in fourth. Okay, fourth would probably struggle a bit more on the hills going up them. Maybe let the vehicle roll on a bit more and come down them. So third gear gives me that flexibility and better hold and control over the vehicle. Now there's no footpath on the near side. There are driveways, so I'm anticipating people pulling out of the driveways. Checking the mirrors in case they need to change the position or speed. There's a centre white line which is then going to hatch markings. Now, earlier on the hatch markings were just for separating traffic. Here's for protecting traffic turning right. So what I'm expecting is vehicles to be in that area to be turned across my path. Vehicles coming out from the junction or a driveway, opposite. Right. The road itself is undulating. It's reasonably good state of repair, but it is wet, so again looking out for standing water. Houses on the near side, private dwellings on the outside as well. Mirror checks reveals there's no falling traffic. So again, just constantly thinking about position, speed, gear. Don't want to get into system or commentary too much with a lot of definitions, just a few. Looking at the pedestrian, checking the mirrors, happy with position, speed and gear to take with them. Now there's a warning sign, so the warning sign is telling us there's a junction on the right. So what we'll have to do is anticipate people coming out of that junction. So I already formulated a driving plan where I'm checking the mirrors, I'm thinking about my position on approach, I'm thinking about the observation on approach, I'm thinking about scanning now there's a vehicle on the near side. Let's see if we can get eye contact with the driver. Now in fact, I'll take that road on the right, so taking information, give information, position's good, speed and reducing, vehicle coming, can't really see in that road, so I'm just going to plan to stop, looking to go, so go into first gear, now I can see into the road, so instead of going into second gear and just taking a bit of a chance, go down into first and get the feed. There's no point taking chances, sooner or later you're just going to have an accident. So scan the vehicles near side and off side, begin position, thinking about my position, speed, gear, and the ability just to keep going, so the acceleration. Just keep it over and over this in your head as you drive along. Position, speed, gear, acceleration. There's a sign coming up now telling me there's give way in 100 yards, so start the plan, taking information, thinking about position, it'll be in the offside, getting closer, taking information again, giving information. Now the phase of system speed. After the speed phase, it's going to be gear. So I need to scan the junction. We're planning to stop, but looking to go. So in other words, the plan is I have to be able to stop safely. But I'm hoping if I can keep going, if safe to do so. Alright, moving right on the new road. Straighten up. Checking mirrors. Position's good. Speed I'm happy with now. Gear I'm happy with. What's going on now? Vehicles up ahead are braking, so I have to wonder why they're braking. Are they braking because they're getting too close to each other? Or are they braking because they're looking for somewhere to pull in or turn into? I'm still in the 30 miles per hour speed limit, but up ahead I see 40 miles per hour signs. This reminds me I'm still in the 30. There's other private dwellings. Scanning all around. Position's good. Speed's okay at the minute, but I'm going to increase it if safe to do so. And gear will be good for that, increase the speed. So maybe accelerate now. Up towards 40 miles per hour if safe to do so. I'm actually using a different gear now, so I'm happy now in position, speed, and gear at 40 miles an hour. I'm looking all around. I've already saw another warning sign in the distance, and also a national speed limit sign. So this tells me I'm going out in the more built up area and the more covered area. So just using the system. There's the national speed limit on approach, taking information. So position's good at the minute, speed's okay at the minute. I'll use third gear this time, so go for third gear. Little bit of accelerator, sustain the gears, checking all around, no one's overtaken. Then start to accelerate up. Using the extra acceleration of third gear, make a little bit of progress. Like I say, I'm out in the country now, expecting to see farm machinery, farm animals. There's no footpath on the road, the rain's coming down more, so I'm looking out for more standing water. There's a little bit of muck here and there on the road, so it could be a sign that agricultural vehicles have been out today, using the road. Private dwellings on the near side, and there's two preceding vehicles at least in front of me. So I'm looking for any sign that they're going to pull in or stop. I'm looking for brake lights, indicators, the accelerator speed. You can see them slowing down. You have the extra acceleration sense, so slowing the road, and then a possible junction to the right hand side. So I'm looking to see who's about in case I need to change the position or speed. I'm catching up now with the vehicles in front into the falling position. So you can see there's a warning sign. Vehicles up ahead have slowed down a little bit, so I can't see the first vehicle. I don't know if it's indicating, I don't know if it's braking, so it could be making a plan to turn left or right. It's not turning into the crossroads, so it just could be that they don't like speed when I cut the road and slow down a bit. I'm looking near side and off side to see if I can see what the first vehicle's doing, see if I can see around this van, give myself a better plan. Park vehicle, quick check the mirrors, see who's about. I want to find the safety position all the time. The vehicles up ahead, I'm looking to see if they're going into standing water. I'm looking to see if there's anything on the offside lane that would make the oncoming vehicles move into my lane, because I might have to help facilitate that. Try not to get too close to the vehicle in front. Keep a 2-second roll. Keep a gap all the time. Now we're in the falling position at the minute. I'm not going to tolerate the falling position. I'm going to do too much to that. Still want us to do basically basic comedy. Think about the position, speed, the gear. Now, just got sight what looked like an L plate on the vehicle. It doesn't look like a driving school car. So it can be the driving school of mum or dad, as anticipated. The van's looking to turn, so it's thinking about that way back. Not be getting too close to the van is helping. So I'll be able to slow my vehicle down. There's one oncoming vehicle. The van's moved away from me. So I've got my position, speed, now speeding up, and change gear into third gear. I'm going to make a little bit of progress. Anticipate I might catch up with the liner up ahead. The liner up ahead is either put on its tail lights, so the tail lights come on, grass is great. So up ahead the road's going off, into the left into the zone of visibility. There is an oncoming vehicle. There's also signs at the helm now. I know these signs to be 30 miles per hour signs. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to overtake this learner at the moment. Overtake it just to have to pull straight back in and jump on the brakes to go down to 30. Because that would just scare the learner. There's no point. Not in any hurry. Just trying to drive about, drive nice and safe. A little bit of progress. 30 miles per hour, up in position. Speed and decreasing using acceleration sense. They're braking. I haven't braked yet. Just coming off the accelerator. Gear. Going into third gear, so they're exactly 30 miles per hour. Entering the 30. The flexibility of the gear. Now I'm right off the accelerator. I'm trying to see if the engine braking, the gear will actually keep me back at 30 miles per hour, which it is at the moment, so no need to brake. Again, I'm just using acceleration sense. Watching the vehicles near side and offside. See, they're trying to turn across my path. There is a roundabout up ahead. There's parked vehicles on the near side. So there's preceding vehicles, oncoming vehicles, and mirror traction vehicles. There's following vehicles. Watching the little white car on the near side. So they're going to pull out. Eye contact with the driver. Yep, they see me. They're happy enough. So taking information, think about position, approach to the roundabout. Think about giving information for reducing speed. Think about the gear to negotiate the roundabout. Indicator come off. Now 40 miles per hour speed limit sign. Taking information, accelerating. More traffic now up ahead. So thinking about the position from the vehicles in front in case they brake firmly without warning. You can see that the vehicles coming up to overtake and doing just about 35, 36 miles per hour. I've been off at the minute. Can't see any point in moving out to try and overtake. It's not really going to get me anywhere. We learner up ahead might be turning soon, so I'm starting to think about that. Still not getting too close. Because of the hill and the speed, I'm just going to use third gear at the moment. Vehicle overtaken. Scanning all around, 35 miles per hour now. Starting to go up the hill, you can see the road starting to go down a hill soon. Nearly 40 miles per hour, no point in overtaking at this stage. It's good for a path on the near side. There's actually a cycle lane as well. Centre reservation. There's lots of following traffic as well as preceding traffic. There's a roundabout sign up ahead, so I'm just going to follow the road ahead. This roundabout is actually dictated just by traffic lights, so it's not the usual give way to traffic from the right. I'm trying to see when it's safe to move in. So that vehicle there is just moved in, so I'm just easing back. Traffic lights are red, now turning to green. So I'm just going to take in information, thinking about the position. Now I'm anticipating they're going to change again. You see the speed limit's changed to 30, so I have to bear that in mind. Position's back from the vehicle in front. The speed's being dictated by the vehicles in front. The gear's being dictated by that speed. Scanning all around, still anticipating that the lights are going to change. Safe to go through. Still on green, still scanning around. Now the speed limit's changing to 40 miles per hour. I'm going to give information now because I want to change lanes. Because there's a shopping centre on the near side. I'm coming out to facilitate traffic coming out of the shopping centre. I'm going to stay in this lane. This lane is actually going to suit me for what I want to do. So I want to go up this roundabout and turn right anyway. So check the mirrors. Do the 30s first of all. First use acceleration sense. Back on the mirrors. Giving information on the speed face. Now on the gear. Keep back from the vehicle in front. The tires on tarmac. Scanning all around, seeing if I can move on to the roundabout. There's, yeah, that vehicle's coming round. So, scanning around near side and off side. Moving out on the roundabout. When I pass the second exit, again, taking information, giving information. It's a breakaway signal. Finish off. There's acceleration. So back in the 30 miles per hour speed limit. Got my position, got my speed. There's a lot of hills up and down. Gear's third gear. Pedestrian on the near side with the dog. Taking information. Modifying position, bearing in mind the parked vehicle as well on the offside. So, warning sign for elderly people. The speed, checking the mirrors. A lot of private dwellings here, near side and offside. So there's a lot of possibility of vehicles pulling out. Still see another warning sign. It's for school gate. Schools aren't on at the minute. just keep going that way anyway. And in the far distance, I can see a giveaway sign. Vehicles waiting at that. So I know I'm coming to the end of the road. So chances are I'll have to stop, so I have to build that into the plan. Scan all around. Already starting to think about position, speed, and then gear at the end of the road. So position's going to be to the near side. So when I get closer, I'll give information. Got my position, give information, then I start the speed phase. Watching the vehicles in front to see if they're moving off. Planning to stop, looking to go. So I'm scanning the junction, near side and off side. Again, it's a closed junction. Planning to stop. Yep, vehicles coming. There's at least 3 vehicles coming from the off side, looking to the near side for cyclists, motorbikes and pedestrians. You see it to do so, moving out onto the road. Finish system off. Mirrors and acceleration. So traffic lights up ahead. Check the mirrors. Position's good. Got to give information. There's a pedestrian there. See if that pedestrian's going to walk out without looking first. Right, lights in green. Scan all right. Turn into the new road. Check the mirrors again. I'll just pull up on the near side here. So taking information. No one to give information to. It's close by. Got the position. Speed is just stopping. I won't need a gear. Switch the engine off. All the accelerators off. Put it in parking gear. So that's just a basic introduction to system. Trying to think all the time about the position, speed, gear, acceleration. The more you do it, the more you can add on. So you can talk about taking in information, using it, and giving it. But keep thinking about information before each stage. Don't just use information once. Some people would say, it's information, position, speed, gear, acceleration. Well, in a way it is, but it's information before position, and then information again before speed, and information again before gear, information again before acceleration. So before each point, you're taking information, and you may give us, you may give information, you may give a signal before your position, you may not. If you don't give a signal before your position, you might have to give it before your speed. It mightn't be the right time to give it even until just before you take your gear. It all depends on the road situation, who's around, the necessity of it. So don't just think, I'll have a look about, I'll give a signal, and then I'll do the rest. It's considering a signal at any stage, and that's what information is. It's a taking, using, and giving information. So practice, and that's all it is, just practice. I'll be doing other videos. Where I'll go more into the definitions, I'll go more into the overtaking, talk about the following position, etc. But this is just an introduction to system, and hopefully you can just use this as a training tool. Commentary is a very good training tool because you're training yourself to talk about something before a junction or a new hazard. It takes quite a while. You have to be starting your commentary early, that you can get it all in before you have to deal with that hazard. So it makes you, commentary makes you think about things earlier, so you can get your system in. You can say about your position, your speed, your gear in. So if you're having to think about it early, you're going to have to do it earlier. And now it is a more systematic approach, and you have more time to change your mind if you need to. So that gives you that essential quality, which is time to react, and it makes you obviously a much better and safer driver. And good luck.